Okay, now for the bottom of the faceplate, I've added the piezo buzzers and I applied silicon alongside of it. I didn't give the paste a chance to harden up. However, I also applied it by the magnets local to the central of the solenoid sensory. So the induction coil is winding around it. Under this piezo buzzer, there is a permanent magnet, which is 4.2 kilograms. Here I have an iron sheet. Behind here is a winding coil, which is localized on the surfaces of a wax paper sheet. Here I have the secondary element, which is an aluminum. And here I have a third element, which is copper. Copper winding, electrical energy winding, is the foundation. The following foundation is the foil copper sheet. Furthermore, the central of the electromagnetic field, an electrical energy winding in a linear motor, whereas the winding goes upward, bearing a central core, which is the iron. And this is an iron sheet. The aluminum sheet is being phased by the iron sheet that is magnetized. Because of the localization of copper sheet local to the iron that is which causes the aluminum to react in movement as aluminum's actuator, causes the copper sheet to react to the aluminum actuator, where both of them, the aluminum and copper sheet, attempts to escape from one another. Here I have, these are separated by wax sheet paper. This is a wax sheet paper that is separating the aluminum from the iron surfaces. This is a copper sheet paper that's also separating, this is a wax sheet paper that's also separating the copper and aluminum from one another on its surfaces, so that it's not coupled to the surface below the two. Now, as of the wax paper sheet here, this aluminum sheet is the following. This viscosity and density is going to be within a magnetic field, which is greater than its inertial mass, whereas magnetism is infinite. Thus, this being local coupled to the aluminum, holding the copper, causing the copper to be within a cage. So, aluminum here, and the copper sheet is within a cage of aluminum. Thus, the following thereafter comes this housing, whereas covered with a thermoplastic sheet. It is bearing on the surfaces of a thermoplastic. This will be joined together to make these one. So the central will act as its buoyancy, like a blimp, with the electromagnetic gust starts to move in a different from the phase area from the core, causing the aluminum to try to escape, and as the copper to escape, thus causing the inertial mass to move along with the escape units within. As a parachute, when it receives gas or neutron oxygen molecules colliding against the mesh or cross-threaded polyester sheet as a thread. These polyester threads captures because of the deformation cross threading. The cloth allows to catch the air pressure, the wind pressure, and lifts the person into the air, whether they are grounded on a solid ground. Whereas the gauze pushes against the vector or the metric range of the parachute and causes the person that is grounded to be lifted into the air by the forces that is captured by the metric vector width of the collisions against the microfabric polyester silk parachute. So the core symbolically reacts to, whereas the electromagnetic particles, paramagnetic particles, build up within alongside, which are basic electrostatic. The electrostatic particles build up inside and cause these two to react within a magnetic field. The windings are more than 200. So 200, more than 200 here and more than 200 here, where these two separate parts enclose the copper and aluminum sheet that are localized together, causing a reactive type in order for it to lift in the air. In addition to the copper and aluminum sheet, there is a central bearing magnet. There is a magnet within a solenoid pancake coil. So similar to this coil winding, it is central behind the surfaces, behind the copper sheet, fixed onto a linear electrical energy winding, solenoid winding going upward. So When enclosing these parts to react causes the entire device to lift into the ear, having a reactive type repulsive behavior. So even though this is diamagnetic and permanent magnet suspension, which is EMS and then EDS, or yes, EMS or EDS. So this is the lower part of the faceplate, and I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to finish the winding for the upper part of the faceplate, where the copper coil will have to be winded around it. I already did the frame around the edges of the frame. Now it's time to do the central, and that's the next thing going to happen. My name is Jermaine Morton. Have a nice day. Goodbye.